'Cause everywhere things nice, we feel good. As this was a year of prosperity. Now a new year, dawning upon we. We came so far, but nevertheless, PUP continue serve all the Belizean people them the best. Boy, we going up all the way in the party, all the way with the party, all the way in the party, all the way to the party. Enjoying this Christmas party, all the way. Wishing you Merry Christmas from the PUP party. I saw you know the people going up all the way in the party, all the way with the party, all the way in the party, all the way with the party. Enjoying this Christmas party all the way. 'Cause it never been better than this before. Boy, I'm telling you, house the fix, cake the mix, get the turkey, get the ham, put down the molly, build the wall, grab the soft drink, start to ram, roll the fix, bridge the bill. Everybody bram and jump, PUP party work for all Belizeans. Boy, I walk in, minimum wage and carry it up. Tourism them boost it up. Education free, you know. They walk in, PUP them working up, and they doing it for the people. As this was a year of prosperity. Now a new year, dawning upon we. We came so far, but nevertheless, PUP continue serve all the Belizean people them the best. Yes, man, section. Boy, we going up all the way in the party, all the way with the party, all the way in the party, all the way to the party. Enjoy this Christmas party all the way. Wishing you Merry Christmas from the PUP party. I saw you know the people going up all the way in the party, all the way with the party, all the way in the party, all the way with the party. Enjoy this Christmas party all the way. 'Cause it never been better than this before. Boy, I'm telling you, house the fix, cake the mix, get the turkey, get the ham, put down the molly, paint the wall, grab the soft drink, start to ram, roll the fix, bridge the bill. Everybody bram and jump, PUP party work for all Belizeans.
Centaur, your kind of company.
Tonight on CTV3 News, 34-year-old Robert Usher convicted of decade-long sexual abuse of young girl. Central Bank of Belize highlights strong economic recovery and promising growth projections at annual conference. New banknotes featuring national heroes to be unveiled in January 2025. And World AIDS Day 2024, Belize faces rising HIV infections despite global progress. These are some of the stories we have for you tonight in our newscast for Wednesday, November 27, 2024.
Pro FC is here on Saturday, November 30th. Pro FC arrives at the Garden City Belmopan. Pro FC 14 Mundo versus Topsy inside the UB Gymnasium in the city of Belmopan. The main event is the lightweight championship fight between the defending champion Marvin Manley Mundo versus the dangerous Amel Topsy. We also have 9 other exciting MMA fights, including 2 more championship fights and a featured professional international MMA fight featuring the undefeated Frank Mac Vasquez. Doors open at 6:30 p.m. and the event starts at 7:30 p.m. sharp. General admission tickets are only $30 and VIP tickets are $80 available at the event ticket booth. Pro FC, Belize Premier MMA League. Pro FC 14 live exclusively on Centaur.
Pro FC 14 is brought to you by Smart, bringing people together, the Belmopan City Council, and Express Plus app, streaming entertainment.
Good evening. With your news also simulcast on Fiesta FM 106.7. I am Joanna Rodriguez. Accused of 10 years of sexual terror of an 8-year-old girl, 34-year-old Robert Usher was convicted of 5 counts of sexual crimes on Monday in the High Court. Now 22, the complainant testified in court that she was taken advantage of between the ages of 8 and 17, despite telling her mother about the abuse, then confessing to an aunt after 3 separate instances of rape which prompted a police investigation. High Court Justice Candice Nanton will decide on an appropriate sentence by next January 6, 2025. Still, in her ruling, she indicated that while the victim's memory had faded in some instances as to precise dates and time, her evidence and testimony about her ugly childhood trauma, on the whole, could not be shaken nor disproven. Usher was charged with aggravated assault of an indecent nature, indecent sexual assault, and 3 counts of rape dating back to September 2010 in Belize City, until she left her neighborhood at the age of 17. The case was tried in October, where the victim testified in camera, a screen shielding her from her alleged tormentor. The victim said the horror began on September 28, 2010 with an inappropriate touch while alone, and her pleas not to do it ignored or silenced by threats of hurt. The inappropriate behavior advanced to rape at the age of 13. The victim had told the court that when he was touching her inappropriately, she told her mother and she didn't believe her. Usher, represented by attorney Lyndon Jones, denied the allegations in unsworn testimony, claiming he was working at the time. However, the judge found that the child had been left in his care along with other children on several occasions during the period in question. The medical evidence confirmed sexual intercourse, but not necessarily who the culprit was. But the evidence of the victim pointed to Usher alone, and the testimony, with slight inconsistencies notwithstanding, bore that out. As year slowly comes to an end, today the Central Bank of Belize hosted a conference to highlight the country's current economic climate as well as ongoing projects and policies being implemented by the bank. During his presentation this morning, the governor of the Central Bank of Belize, Kareem Michael, highlighted Belize's strong economic recovery post-pandemic. This economic recovery, according to the central bank, surpassed the COVID pandemic, the oil price shock coming out of the Russia-Ukraine war, and the weather shocks from Hurricane Lisa in 2022, and other adverse climate-related events.
The Belizean economy has proved itself to be resilient. We have weathered the COVID pandemic, the oil price shock coming out of the Russia-Ukraine war, and weather shocks from Hurricane Lisa in 2022, and other adverse climate-related events. Today, we can confidently say that since the onset of the pandemic and these additional external shocks, our economy has fully recovered. Indeed, real GDP per person in 2023 was above what would have been implied by a continuation of pre-pandemic levels. So simply put, if we didn't have the shock, the dotted line here shows that real GDP per capita would have been somewhere around 13,500 per citizen per person within the population. As it is, we're some $2,000 above that at 15,500. On the right-hand side, when we look at the growth among sectors, you could see that previously the primary and secondary sector, this dark blue and red, were affected by weather, disease, labor factors, including the high costs of fertilizer. And what you saw was that the tertiary sector, particularly services and tourism, was really driving economic performance in 2022 and 2023. Now, performance for this year, you can see that growth is now more broad-based. And this buoyancy of domestic economic activity year to date is expected to continue into the last quarter. Now, on an annual basis, the Central Bank of Belize projects that the economy will grow to about 7% in 2024. This annual growth outpaces the IMF's projected 2024 growth rates for several Central American and Caribbean countries and is well above the average. The average is on the far right. This is for, again, for the Latin American Caribbean region.
Additionally, the Central Bank of Belize projects the economy to grow by about 7% in 2024, outperforming growth expectations for other Central American and Caribbean nations and exceeding the global average of 2.1%.
While we can't directly, Central Bank can't directly impact the price that we pay on food, what we've been trying to do is lower costs on certain banking services. And I'm sure the media is well familiar with this battle. Earlier this year, the banks agreed to cap all ATM fees at 25 cents per transaction and reduce online transfer fees by over 50%. Additionally, the banks reduced fees for early payout on residential mortgages and remove fees for transfers between own bank accounts, and they remove fees for savings account maintenance. These fee reductions not only serve the purpose of giving some cost relief, but it also serves a financial inclusion purpose, an important objective for the central bank. Access to financial services, inclusive of access to cash, is essential for the financial inclusion and well-being of all groups of our society. However, a key challenge still exists regarding striking that balance between encouraging innovative, efficient banking and maintaining fair, accessible options for Belizeans. So on one hand, ATM fees and online transfer fees have been lowered, but on the other hand, fees for other services, such as over-the-counter withdrawal and check clearings, have increased. So, the central bank's push for an inclusive fee structure is still unfolding. Starting next year, however, the central bank will be posting on its website and updating quarterly a list of the main fees for transparency and to encourage the consumer to be aware to compare bank fees to foster greater responsibility in their financial decision making.
As it relates to foreign exchange, while Belize is still currently not where it wants to be, 2024 also saw major improvements.
I have mentioned this in previous press conferences, and I will say it again. We have a small, open economy, and due to that openness, foreign exchange is very critical for the functioning of our economy. So what is the level of our foreign exchange holdings today, and what are the conditions that underpin it? Currently, the foreign assets of the entire banking system, those held by commercial banks and those of the central bank, stand at 1.9 billion. And of this total, the pool of reserves, official reserves by the central bank, totals 1 billion, equivalent to 4 months of imports, comfortably above the 3-month benchmark. In contrast, the pool of foreign exchange held by the domestic banks are just on the central bank's 1 billion at 900 million, and this is the highest it has ever been on record. Factors driving this performance are, of course, tourism leading the way at 1.2 billion, up almost 11.6% for the year to date. The year to date I'm referring to is January to September. Export revenue is up marginally by 1.1% or 10 basis points and totals 763 million up to September. FDI, very strong, for the first 3 quarters of the year at 44%, up 195.4 million. BPOs helps to explain some of the labor market pressures or tightness, up total 169.1 million and up 7.4% for January to September. Remittances up small, 1.2%, 222 million. And loan disbursements, I don't mind this one being down at all, 15.7% and total $149.4 million. Now, of course, healthy growth in the banking system's foreign exchange has been largely underpinned by prudent fiscal management. Given the current macroeconomic backdrop, elevated inflation and high employment, expansionary fiscal spending would cause unnecessary stimulus that would only serve to stir import demand, leading to a faster drain on our foreign exchange pool.
One of the major projects highlighted today by the central bank was its Credit Union Resiliency Project, which seeks to strengthen the credit union movement across the country.
The central bank has also been working to bolster the resilience of the credit union sector. The entire financial sector has had to adapt with the evolving economic landscape, and the central bank has undertaken initiatives to build credit union resilience and to enhance competitiveness. In 2005, the central bank assumed responsibility for the regulation and supervision of credit unions when the central bank's governor was designated registrar of credit unions. Since then, the central bank has made strides to address laxities in regulatory oversight, and we have seen credit unions enhance their footprint in the sector with an asset growth to date of over 1 billion since 2006, along with expanding the range of product and services. In our latest strategy to build credit union resilience, the central bank has undertaken a two-pronged approach. Firstly, we're actively strengthening the credit unions legislation with the drafting of a new bill, regulations, and bylaws. The first Credit Union Act, which governs the sector, was enacted in 1944, with subsequent amendments and a partial revision only in 2022, before coming under the central bank's, again, as a reminder, regulatory umbrella in 2005. Redrafting credit union legislation ensures that regulatory frameworks keep pace with industry developments. Our second approach is to liquidate long inactive defunct credit unions. The credit union has identified 19 non-operational credit unions and have published a notice of liquidation order. Liquidating these entities helps to eliminate potential financial liabilities and risks to the overall financial stability and ensures the protection of members' interests. Ultimately, it keeps the credit union movement alive.
Earlier this year, the Central Bank of Belize announced the approval of a new series of banknotes. During a press conference this morning, the bank shared that the new notes will be unveiled in January 2025 and will feature Belizean national heroes. The new banknotes were also designed with improved features to make them more resistant to counterfeiting.
With the passing of Queen Elizabeth II, the central bank it was made very clear to our central bank that when in the ordering of our current family of notes, that there will be a cutoff point where we will be allowed to keep ordering notes with Queen Elizabeth. There was a workaround where we could have backdated, but man, I don't like backdate anything. So the other option then is, well, you have to make sure you put the new head of the monarch on your notes. And we were faced with that decision, and obviously that presented an opportunity for us to really consider, should we continue going this way? And this is where that pivot began, or that's the sort of spark that changed it. But I will say...
Right, so just for clarification, it came from the bank.
Oh, absolutely. I was getting to that. But yes, under the law, the bank is the sole issuer of currency notes. Now, how any design of currency notes are developed, it begins first with the bank. It is with the approval of the Prime Minister. So the bank has that mandate to design and issue the notes. Part of this issuance of new family notes has a very comprehensive communication plan where it requires that we properly educate the public on some of these very same things which I'm saying. And that will begin also in January straight through until when the notes are actually issued into circulation. So we do agree with you, based on some of the stories that have been ran, that there seems to be a sizable part of our population that, strong ties to Mother England.
Yes.
I'll end there before I get myself.
Concerned about the current bank notes in circulation, the central bank today also confirmed that current notes will remain valid. A transition period will also be implemented before the new bank notes are fully in circulation. As the world prepares to observe the 36th World AIDS Day on December 1st under the theme Collective Action, Sustain and Accelerate HIV Progress, questions loom about the current status of HIV/AIDS in Belize. Despite the global efforts to combat the epidemic, recent data reveals troubling trends within the country that underscore the urgent need for enhanced responses to this persistent health crisis. According to the World Health Organization, approximately 38 million people globally are living with HIV, and a staggering 35 million have died from HIV-related illnesses over the past 4 decades, marking it as one of the greatest public health challenges of the last century. In Belize, however, the situation is becoming increasingly dire. The Ministry of Health and Wellness recently released data indicating a steady increase in new HIV infections over the past 4 years, with the Belize district reporting the highest incidence rates, followed closely by the Cayo district. In contrast, the Toledo district is seeing the fewest new infections. This morning on the Despierta Belize show, Dr. Manuel Estrada, a medical officer at the Northern Regional Hospital, highlighted the local HIV pandemic, emphasizing the need for a collective response to combat the ongoing threat.
Globally, as you can see in the screen, there's approximately 39.9 million people affected with HIV. And most of them are adults. And the adults that we are seeing are those that are in productive life. It means in the ages in the 20s to up to the 40s, 50s, in which the people are working class. They are in the age in which they can work. No? So this is the portion that is mostly affected. Here in Belize, we are grateful that in the past 2-3 years, we haven't had children diagnosed recently with HIV because of the strict maternal and child program that we have by the Ministry of Health. But as you can see on our screen, globally, there is approximately 1.3 million children who is affected worldwide. As you can see in the Caribbean, it is estimated that we have approximately 15,000 children living with HIV. But if you look at areas, for example, the African continent, the numbers are exponentially large. And here in Belize, we are just, I think the program in which mothers are tested in the first trimester, second trimester, and third trimester in the pregnancy, we have reduced drastically the number of patients or children with HIV. So practically, we haven't had any for the past 2-3 years. When it comes to numbers, we see that the central districts, the Belize District, Stan Creek, and Cayo, respectively, they are the one with the highest number of incidents. When it comes to Corozal and Joacan and the Toledo District, these districts, 3 districts, have the lower incidents. Belize District, as you know, has a larger population as well as Cayo, and when it comes to which sex is more prevalent, we see that it is more in males than in females. Males are usually diagnosed, and the males are diagnosed usually in a late phase, when sometimes there's already complications, because men tend to go to the doctor until they cannot hold no more. Hasta que se están muriendo, van a ir al médico, no van a checar frecuentemente. So ese es el problema que tenemos principalmente, que los hombres no les gusta ir a hacer sus exámenes rutinarios.
Okay, and by the time that they do so,
It's already late, and or sometimes they are in an advanced stage of the disease.
okay, and
Despite rising infection rates, Belize offers free access to post-exposure prophylaxis PEP medication through the Ministry of Health and Wellness, aimed at curbing the spread of the virus. Health Minister Kevin Bernard urges those who are HIV positive to take advantage of this critical resource.
One of the things that we always encourage people to take advantage of the services that we offer at the various ministries area, the various facilities. You know, there's always, it's always important, not just for those persons living with HIV, but also those who are having issues, mental challenges, you know, to take advantage of the many services that is offered at our facilities. And of course, you know, we now have PrEP, we have all of these services that we offer, and so we encourage them to come in and make sure that they are constantly be monitored so that they could live a longer life. At the end of the day, it's about prevention, and we encourage persons as well that for those who are sexually active, to ensure that they are also protecting themselves at all times, to ensure that we do things right so that we could prevent the spread of any of these diseases. So, but we encourage those who are out there and feel that you know, that they are being stigmatized. This is not a place where you are stigmatized. It's a place where you come for support, and you come to get healing, to get the necessary medications that you need. And so it's easier to say you will stay home and not get the care, but it's best for you to come and care and get the care you need so that you can live a longer life. So,
in recognition of World AIDS Day, candlelight vigils will be held across all districts to honor the lives lost to HIV/AIDS and to show solidarity with those living with the virus. Coming up next, increasing gender-based violence concerns prompts action in Belize's northern communities. Stay tuned.
Hi, my Orange Arcanios. Have you considered why areas of our town flood easily? It's no secret that developing areas in our town flood easily due to clogged drains full of garbage and debris. By properly disposing of waste, we ensure free flow in our drains, preventing flooding in developing areas. I thank you as we ask for your support.
Are you ready to light up the holiday season? Join us for Centaur's annual Christmas parade on December 14th. It's the perfect way to celebrate with your community and create lasting memories. Whether you're participating with a float, marching with a group, or simply coming to spectate, there's a place for everyone to enjoy the magic of the holidays. Call 670-9177 to register free of cost. Happy holidays from Centaur Communications Corporation Limited.
Gender-based violence, GBV, continues to pose a significant threat to the livelihoods of girls and women in Belize, particularly in the northern regions of the country. Recent statistics indicate a troubling rise in GBV cases, prompting local authorities and community leaders to take immediate action. In Corozal, a newly installed gender-based violence committee has been formalized, aiming to combat this social ill through direct conversations with affected girls and women. Tomorrow, the committee is set to host information sharing sessions in Sarteneja and Copperbank, focusing on relevant resources and support for those affected by GBV. Nayeli Moreno Rancharan, chair of the Corozal Gender-Based Violence Committee, emphasized the importance of open dialogue in addressing the escalating situation.
What we are doing for these 16 days is we're trying to send out the information that we have to as much females and males out there that there is help and there are ways to seek for help. So our activities this year consist on us going over across to the bay, to the villages of Sarteneja and Copperbank, where we will be at the library having we'll be having forums in general, where we can have where we'll be educating our community about the different forms of violence that there is, since some of them think that only the hitting or the physical violence is domestic violence, but we also have emotional violence, psychological violence, economical violence, and other types of violence that which they don't know of, and our society has normalized to an extent. Now that we're back here in Corozal with a full committee, we have more outlets to share information. Our committee consists of different people, different frontline workers from our different departments. So it's not just one ministry or one department. We are all from different departments and we play different roles. And in having different departments come together and work as one makes our committee much stronger and a diverse committee for us to share the information.
The talks will take place in the local libraries of both villages, with Sarteneja's session beginning at 10:30 a.m. and Copperbank starting at 2:30 p.m. Moreno expressed her hope that men would join the discussions, highlighting that GBV impacts everyone in a household, including children.
Well, in Copperbank and Sarteneja, the ladies have been invited by the librarians in those areas, but it's an open activity for whosoever wants to come and listen. They are always welcome. I mean, every day we learn something new, so there might be something that they don't know, or maybe they need information on how to go about making a formal request when they want to make a report. You know, the different types of forms that they would be entitled to fill in order for them to get assistance, or for letting them know that, for example, we have what we call safe homes where they can always be taken to, or they can go to, and letting them know that if they have kids, it's not only the home is not only for them, but their kids, if they're at risk as well, they can go along with them, because that is one of the biggest fears the women have, that if I leave the home I have nowhere to go and what will happen with my kids. So it's not only the help for the female.
The committee invites all members of the community to attend and engage in this vital conversation that affects many families in Belize. This Saturday, Sea of Life, a women-led organization dedicated to advancing ocean protection, will be hosting an important community event in collaboration with Oceana Belize and New Hope High School. The event, a trash audit. While it might sound like an unusual activity, the purpose behind it is both meaningful and impactful for the environment. But what exactly is a trash audit? We spoke to the Sierra Galera Trash Bills Association at Sea of Life to learn more.
Yes. So this Saturday I'll be hosting the Sea of Life will be hosting a trash blitz with the high school. So what basically the trash blitz is to look at the amount of waste and also the amount of litter of plastic that's being used either in the institution or whether if it's a beach cleanup. But to be specific, in this school, what the trash base is, we're going to have two different collections. One of the collection will be based on waste collection. The other collection will be based on litter collection. And there is a difference between two because, waste is the one that's already in a bin. And if we want to like compare it to like our daily life, it's waste is the one that we take out from our house that goes into a dumping area in some cases.
The data collected during Saturday's event will be compiled into a comprehensive report, which will be made available to the public by December. The report will be accessible for download at 5gyres.org/trashblitz.
So it's the whole purpose of it is also to show stewardship of why it is important to use eco-friendly products and eco-friendly ways as we get older and as the country starts to advance. So yes, that's the whole trash plate. And one of the things that I like about the trash plates at the end of the whole event or outreach that we do at the school, that it's not just like a normal cleanup. It's not like we spend hours and hours filling up bags and then at the end of the day just putting it in the garbage bin. It's a whole other, for me it's like teaching young students how to also be scientists and how to feel like to be in the science field, because then a lot of people think that scientists or conservationists are just sitting behind a computer working online, but it's actually it takes a lot of community engagement, it takes a lot of time of getting dirty, it takes a lot of time of data collection. And
Regalada encourages anyone interested in conducting a trash audit in their own area to reach out to her at 651-6510. During its meeting on Tuesday, Cabinet approved several key initiatives to enhance Belize's tourism, infrastructure, and governance. For one, the Punta Gorda port of entry will extend its hours to weekends, accompanied by targeted marketing to boost tourism in Toledo, leveraging the area's natural and cultural attractions. Also, tourism infrastructure in Punta Gorda and the southern Belize will be upgraded through modern developments and a new marina, supporting economic growth and tourism. The establishment of a National Quality Council within the Bureau of Standards will oversee the implementation of Belize's national quality policy involving key sectors such as standardization and accreditation was also approved. In the area of financing, the National Money Laundering and Terrorist Financing Risk Assessment Report, NRA, for November 2024 was approved to help Belize comply with FATF standards and guide risk mitigation strategies. And starting December 1st, 2024, electronic immigration and customs forms will be introduced at the Philip Coulson International Airport, with plans to phase out paper forms by March 2025. Cabinet also approved the review of the Labor Act to modernize Belize's labor laws, including changes to the Labor Review Committee's composition, while amendments to the Trade Licensing Act will come into effect on October 1st, 2025. The Law Revision Act will be repealed and replaced to modernize law revisions and establish a Law Reform Commission. Finally, Cabinet urges all Belizeans to drive safely during the busy Christmas season and remember to buckle up. Reyes Organic Beauty is an Orange Walk-based business offering all-natural organic handcrafted beauty products. Reyes Organic Beauty was launched in 2019 by Jessica Reyes, whose vision was to provide eco-friendly health and beauty products in her community of Troll Farm. Fast forward to 2024, Jessica and her line of organic beauty products are one of the finalists for the Blaze Awards by Beltrade. As one of the 3 finalists for Sustainable Entrepreneur of the Year, today Jessica shared with us her emotions of seeing her hard work being recognized in a very big way.
So this award has been something that I've been struggling to get. From last year, I did my pitch, but I was not selected. So this year, I was going to, try to do my best on the 2-minute pitch. And it was a little struggle because of all the, we as businesswomen or as entrepreneurs, we are busy with our hectic lifestyle. But however, I took a time, did my sketch, did my review, practiced as much as possible to do a 2-minute pitch with including everything that Reyes Organic values. So for being selected under the Green Economy Award has been an honor truly, because green economy means sustainability, creating something better for our community, for our environment, especially with the background that Reyes brings. So following Beltrade on a whole for the entire year through all the road shows, and doing my pitch has been exciting, thrilling, nerve-wracking. It's been a roller coaster of emotions because Beltrade has its weight, and being recognized as one of the best of green economy here in Belize, it's a proud moment. Just to be a finalist been something honorable to me, and it brings a weight because I believe I'm the only one from the north side. So last year it was Zero Belize that won. This year I hope to bring the winning trophy here in the north again. So first God, we can make this happen.
From creating her first product in 2019 to today, Reyes says her journey has not been an easy one. Determination and hard work, however, have elevated Reyes Beauty to where it is currently now, distributes its products across the country.
Okay, so Reyes Organic Beauty, we had many COVID babies. This was one of our babies. We started that year before the COVID started. However, it was just playing around here at home and what's not. But when COVID came in, everybody was looking for this asepsia soap bar that they didn't have here in Belize from the Mexican side, this Baby Vicks. And there is where I was like, you know what, I think I can create something like this.
Recognized as one of the best in the country, according to Reyes, is undoubtedly beyond her expectations. However, the hope is to bring the trophy once more to Orange Walk.
Honestly, we all, small entrepreneurs, we want that recognition. Why? It brings weight, it brings value. So that's a marketing strategy that I have as personally, because this will make other resorts, hotels, gift shops recognize my business and try to invest in it as well.
The winners of the Blaze Awards will be announced on Saturday at the annual Blaze Awards Gala at the Belize Civic Center in Belize City. And there is more news after the break. Stay tuned.
Are you ready to light up the holiday season? Join us for Centaur's annual Christmas parade on December 14th. It's the perfect way to celebrate with your community and create lasting memories. Whether you're participating with a float, marching with a group, or simply coming to spectate, there's a place for everyone to enjoy the magic of the holidays. Call 670-9177 to register free of cost. Happy holidays from Centaur Communications Corporation Limited. This the season to be jolly, and this Christmas we're making your holiday even brighter. Get ready for Centaur's annual countdown to Mega Christmas Bram, a holiday extravaganza where you can win amazing prizes, play fun games, and experience the magic of Christmas like never before. Join us at the Orange Walk Central Park from December 2nd to the 13th as of 8 p.m. Viewers at home, you also have the opportunity to win too. All you need to do is tune in and play along. This Christmas, let us bring the magic of the season to you with Centaur's annual countdown to Mega Christmas Bram, where the spirit of Christmas shines bright. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year from Centaur Communications Corporation Limited.
The UK government is launching the Electronic Travel Authorization (ETA) system, requiring citizens of Belize and other non-European countries to obtain an ETA for visits to the UK starting at January 8, 2025. Applications are open from November 27, 2024 via the UK ETA app or on gov.uk. The ETA costing around $25,000 to $30,000 and taking about 10 minutes to apply. $25 to $30, that is, and taking about 10 minutes to apply for, grants permission for multiple trips over 2 years, allowing stays of up to 6 months at a time. It is a digital travel permission, not a visa, and is necessary for all non-British and Irish travelers, including those transiting through the UK. Belize nationals seeking to work, study long-term, or live in the UK must apply for a relevant visa. The UK government is collaborating with the travel industry to ensure a smooth transition to this new system, enhancing border security and efficiency. UK Minister for Migration and Citizenship Seema Malhotra, MP, highlighted the ETA's role in modernizing border processes while ensuring safety for visitors. The Belize Zoo, known as one of the smallest zoos in the world but home to a plethora of adorable rescued animals, is reportedly set to announce new fees for visitors, sparking discussions amongst locals and tourists alike. For nearly a decade, the Belize Zoo has maintained its entrance fees, providing a unique opportunity for thousands of visitors to engage with nature in a safe and secure environment. However, recent reports suggest that the zoo is facing increased operational costs, prompting the need for an adjustment in their pricing structure. CTV3 News understands the new fees are expected to be implemented soon, with distinct rates for Belizean and non-Belizean citizens. Starting with Belizean adults, the entrance fee will rise to 10 Belize dollars, while children ages 3 to 12 will be charged 2 Belize dollars. Non-Belizean adults will see a more significant increase with an entrance fee set at 40 Belize dollars. Additionally, non-Belizean children will be required to pay 10 Belize dollars for entry. And that's the news. We invite you to join us for another newscast on Thursday, November 28th, here on CTV3 News and Fiesta FM 106.7. Remember that to read a text version of the news, you can visit our website at ctv3belizenews.com. You can also log on to our Facebook page for current stories at facebook.com/ctv3belizenews or our YouTube channel at CTV3 News BZ. From all of us here at CTV3 News, thank you for watching and listening. Good night.